Hi. Okay, let's talk a little bit about our next book that we're reading together. This is In Order to Live by Yeonmi Park. And I read this book this summer too. It's pretty different than the ones that we have been reading. But I wanted us to read this book for a couple of reasons. I have told you before, if you're in class, that one common theme about all of these books, or one common thing about them, is that at some point they are a college student who fails or who has a really hard time in school and has to figure out how to be successful. And I know that that is a story for many of my students, and I just wanted to give you some encouragement in that space. This one, she grows up in North Korea, so it also, something I love about reading is that it gives us the opportunity to visit another place that we've never been before, and I've never been to North Korea, so we kind of get a picture about what her life is like there. Not that we can make a judgment call on a whole culture from one person, but it does give us some eyes into that culture. I did want to warn you that there is some rape and some abuse when she's younger, which is the first part of the book, the North Korea section. Most of the hard things that happen there are related just to poverty, and so she deals with hunger and neglect, and I mean, at one point they don't have anything to eat, so she and her sister are scavenging for crickets to eat. And so there just is some severe hunger that's happening there, related to poverty, not just her, but in the whole country. But when she is trafficked into China, in the second part, there is some abuse that happens there. And so I just kind of want to warn you that that's coming up. And if you want to skip that section, that's okay. So then she, eventually moves. It's really just the China part it's pretty rough to read. It's just very rough to read. But she is resilient and keeps going, and I thought her story just was valuable because of that. Also, I got this recommendation from one of the girls I follow on Instagram who reads a lot, and she said that she loved the book, and it was really a reminder to her of how really wonderful it is to live in the United States. There kind of is this pervasive, this is not a great place to be. There are a lot of issues here. It's just not a good place. And while I agree that there are some issues, I don't really agree with the premise that this isn't a great place to be. And I read books like this, and I know that Yeonmi Park says the same thing, right? This is a great place to be, the U.S. She has immigrated to the U.S. now. You can follow her on Insta, kind of see what she's doing. But anyway, I wanted to kind of just say a few words about the book before we get started. If you have any specific questions about it or comments, just let me know. Okay, talk to you soon.